Hello, I hope everybody can see us, hear us well. Good, lovely.
Wait a couple more minutes.
Isabel, I like the location where you are sitting with the hat on and the sun shining on you.
Hello.
Why am I speaking
I
here?
hope everybody can see us, hear us well.
Why is this guy speaking here?
Good.
Ah,
Lovely.
I got you. My YouTube is speaking. All right. So we begin in a minute. Maybe we let more people join in. Bhavish and I are extremely thrilled for today's workshop. It's lovely to have we had about 500 people who have registered from all across the world to find their inner desire. Yeah, what do we want? And I'm glad that the curiosity is motivating people to learn more, explore more, and join workshops like these.
But there are people in the waiting.
Yeah. I'll wait a second.
Some of you are faces that we know for many years through our courses and webinars and books, and some of you are completely new. So it's a lovely mixed bag, I would say, of lovely souls. Yeah, we've all taken out this Saturday evening. In India, it's Saturday evening. In your part of the world, different parts, it may be
Morning, afternoon, evening, or
late.
midnight in Japan, in Australia, and New Zealand too. Yeah.
So I think what I must say is we really honor and respect the intention and the enthusiasm, yeah, of all of you who've gathered today. Of course, there will be many who will watch it as a recording because though they've registered, they may not be able to, for circumstances, be here, and we will miss them. But let's all first of all say a big congratulations to all of us, yeah, for making this time to look inwards and to learn.
Yeah. I'm as well this time thrilled to see participants from South Africa and Zimbabwe. So we would love to hear from all of you how things work in homeopathy in your part of the world. That acts like a good tonic for Bhavisha and me. Lovely.
If you can, and if you want to, please leave the cameras on so that we can even see you while we are talking. It would be lovely to see all of you.
Yeah. That's the reason why Bhavisha and I don't do what do you call those webinars? Not meetings. Conference meetings where we are disconnected from the audience, because somehow the personal touch is very important to know and connect with people, and that's what is homeopathy all about. Lovely.
Lovely, yeah. The screen is full of so many faces, old and new, and friends, and oh my God, I saw Johan. Yeah.
Yes.
So many.
Oh wow. Anna, we miss Greece. Anyway, good. Yeah.
And I can see Hasnat. I saw Grazia, Prachi, Rama. Oh, Shilpa. She's from my homeopathic college days.
Yeah.
Hello.
Grazia is here. Amanda, Martha, Catherine.
Eftia, Raphael.
Eftia, we met 2 weeks back, didn't we? Yes.
And
we remember.
Iris, Selena.
Iris, we met yesterday. Yeah.
Yes.
Irina, lovely. Whom else did we miss? We're trying to connect with everybody.
Fatima from Canada. Fatima has worked with us for like 3-4 years and is still continuing as a
Yeah.
homeopath very successfully in Canada.
She was a little devil of the clinic, motivating us and stimulating us. A lovely soul, a lovely student, and a lovely homeopath.
Mamta, Julie, Meera as well. Lovely, lovely to see so many. Christine, hello.
Great.
Great, huh?
Yeah,
We-
mine. Good.
I
We can
think-
start. We have got 100 people, and the rest can join us on YouTube.
Yes, if you have friends who can't get in, but they'll directly be, they will be directed to YouTube.
YouTube.
And of course, you will get the whole recording
Tomorrow.
as well.
Okay.
Okay. Shall we start?
Yes, we can start. We can. Where does live go?
Okay. Um, has it gone live? So
Yeah, it is live. Okay, good.
just a minute, so that nobody misses out. Just give us 2 minutes and then we start.
Yeah, good.
But we will. Okay. The second one said, or probably just from the third one, I'll just speak. So, what I'm going to do, we have 1 hour, and what I realized is, when we have shorter periods like bullets, then there's more information and much more clarity. And it also works well in terms of time constraint that we all have, which is why we came up with these ideas, or we have been doing these kind of 1 hour webinars. And also, what I truly believe, as Einstein said, that if it's simple, you should be able to, and if you've understood it, you should be able to explain it in a short period of time. And you should be able to explain it even to a 6-year-old, right? So my idea has always been to try and share whatever I can or whatever we can. We always try to make it simple and short and precise. So let's see what we have for you in this 1 hour. I will be starting with a case because I truly believe that the best way to understand anything is through examples and through real life stories. And also, the reason why I start with the case is because, can you go next? Sachandra and I, we always teach through our experiences. We always learn from our experiences. Just give me a second. Is all okay?
Yeah. Let me see
Can I continue?
I've added the captions. The captions are not yet activated. Caption
No.
English. Okay. Are the captions on? Why the captions is not working? Yeah, great.
Yes, they are. Okay. So, what I did want to say is the reason I always start or share a case is because whatever we've learned, and the way we practice, the way we've developed our system, everything, we have learned from our experiences. It has not been, we are not the intelligent souls,
No.
So we don't have concepts or, this kind of enlightenment, We don't have that. We only have experiences. And then we want to also teach from our experiences and from various stories of our lives and how we have developed or evolved until here. And today, the whole idea is to explain to you how our wants, which today we call it as our levels. And I will tell you this journey of very quickly of how I came to the levels, and then explain you in short how you can find your own level and also you can find the levels in your patients or clients. So I'll very quickly start with this case without much delay. And this is a man who came to us many years ago, I think in the early 2000s. So now this is 15, 20 years ago.
2001, 2.
Yeah, something like this. And he came with very severe depression. This is not the picture of the man, this is just a picture, and he's much younger, but the man who came to us was in his early 60s. Okay. And if you just go next, then it has all the information about this person. Now, he was a case of severe depression, and he was already diagnosed by a psychiatrist as manic bipolar. He had started that medication as well with the psychiatrist, but he was finding it very, very difficult. And in this moment that he came to us, he was not in the manic phase. He was in the depressed phase. In fact, he had never been in a manic pathological phase. Okay. He came, this was the first time, in fact, let's put it like this was the first time in his life that he had fallen sick at 60. He'd never been sick, he'd never seen doctors, forget psychiatrists, not even a regular GP for anything. So he was a very fit and fine man. And then at 60, he came down with this very severe depression. And when he went to the psychiatrist, they said this is not just depression, but a form of manic bipolar, and it is here to stay. So when he came to us, I said, tell me your symptoms, because this is what we do in homeopathy. And, his symptoms were that of course, he was crying, this big, strong man, also a very successful man in life, and he was crying profusely all the time. His wife and his son had accompanied him, and in fact, they gave most of his case to us. His mornings are much worse. Yeah, this was the thing. His mornings, usually the son said that dad is a very morning person, and even if he has gone to a late night party, he will get up with such enthusiasm in the mornings, and he has so many ideas. He was like a coffee-a kind of a person, literally.
He was.
From the way the family was describing him. And they said, dad used to be this kind of a very, enthusiastic, infusing energy into all of us. And now it's the exact opposite. The mornings are the worst. He will get up and he has a basket of negative thoughts and he is crying profusely. So it was crying, it was early confusion, early morning fogginess, early morning depression. He is also, the wife said, he's a very dependent person. Dependent meaning she feels that he's very dependent on her as in emotionally. Extremely flamboyant, like even with the depression, he'd come with these very Hollywood-like pointed shoes and a very nice trendy t-shirt and, very fashionable and very flamboyant kind of a guy. Generally, so we asked the family, how is he generally? Because at that time he was just crying and he was very upset. But the family said that he's a very self-made man. He's always done everything himself. He's made this huge empire almost all by himself. And you know what the man kept saying? He says, I used to be so full of ideas. I used to be so full of energy. And I don't have a single idea. The only thought I have is negative thoughts. Whereas I used to be a person who was always positive. Always more ideas and more plans. And the son then said that dad always puts in his best, and that's how they have a huge company. They have not one but several industries that dad has proliferated into. They've never had a problem with him. Nobody's ever had a problem with him. So he's very loved as a father, as this entrepreneur. He's also kind of a leader in many, like he chairs many of these organizations,
associations.
associations. So I said, okay, so these are all the positive things. It almost felt like they were giving me a completely different picture of a completely different person than the one sitting in front of me. So I said, okay, tell me a little bit about when did this happen and why did this happen to somebody who is, so perfect in every way when you're describing. And then the son said that one thing about dad is if things don't go his way, or not necessarily his way, if he has a plan, if he decides anything, he executes it immediately. And we've always seen this with dad, that he can get very upset if he is, if things don't go exactly his way or when he wants it. So there is a kind of an impatience in dad. Also, the man said to us, like he would say things in between, and he said, my main problem is the failure in business. And the failure in business happened. He said, I've never had a failure in these 60 years. I've always gone up higher and higher and higher. And then my son came into business, and that's when I have started having this problem. So we go a little bit further, and he says, he's also somebody who works hard, he parties hard, always has millions of ideas. That we said, he kept saying one thing, that I love to keep everyone happy. I have always been a person who went up the ladder, or escalated, and my thought has always been I need to go up the ladder because I need to be a king. अपने मन का मालिक. मैं हमेशा अपने मन का मालिक in Hindi, which means that I am a man of my own will and volition, and nobody can tell me what to do. So it was always important for him to succeed. The son said that dad is such an impatient and impulsive person that sometimes, like once it seems, the son, he told his son there was a new car that had recently been launched in India by the Honda or Hyundai, something, whatever, doesn't matter. And the son just said to the dad, you know what, this is a new car and this is a good one. The next morning, the son said, I had the car for me. And I was like, Dad, why did you spend all this money? I didn't say I wanted it. And the father said, you have an idea, you always act upon it. And this is how he is even at work.
Everywhere.
Yeah, not just with, what would you say, floundering money, but he is also like this with work. If he needs a newspaper in the morning, he needs it that very minute. And this the father again said that my problem came when my son came into my business. I would see everything and I would want to act. And my son delays everything. Let us think. Let us look back. Let us analyze. Yeah. Let us weigh the pros and cons. I cannot wait. If I want to do some work, it has to be done. And once the son came into the business, he really found it very difficult. Now, this was the whole story of this person. I'm talking of 2001, where I then thought this is very interesting, that his problem is not the competition, his problem is not, anything else. His problem is that it starts because the son slows him down somehow. Yeah. And of course, I took things like, if you can go next, please. I took things like industrious mania for work, as you can see the rubrics, activity, desire for dullness in the morning, specifically after rising. Yeah. And this is a very interesting rubric that I took. Industrious mania for work, dispatches it quickly. I didn't even know a rubric like this existed. Yeah. I just went into industrious mania for work, and I kept looking at, ideas, excitement, industriousness, and I found this very, very interesting rubric. And mentha, which was a remedy that I had never given earlier, popped up. Now, mentha is mint. and mints belong to the larger group of the the herbs, yeah, the lamids, what we call, and your coffees and even quinine,
Quinine.
yeah, coffea, which we know has this mind exaltation of ideas and all of this, they also come in this very large group of lamids. I was just very fascinated with this rubrics and also this understanding, because it felt like this was so important to this person that problems, all these 60 years, nothing happens so long as he does his work on time or he does his work at his pace. The problem comes, the depression comes because he cannot do his work that quickly because of the sun. And I thought I'm going to give him mentha. So that's what we gave him. Yeah, can you go next? And now what's interesting is when you see mentha, just a little bit to see, of course it has activity, desire for now. Just to understand, today I see lamids very differently. 2001, I was very fresh with all of
Like
this.
26 years ago.
Yeah, 26 years ago almost. But now I understand the lamids after all my work, and it's very common to these herbs to always have all this kind of, activity, ideas, thoughts, and a need to always come up with new ideas, new research, new work. They can be torch bearers, the lamids, in a way. Now, China is the remedy or the plant that helped Hahnemann to discover homeopathy, quinine, and that's also in this group. So you can understand the quality and the significance of this torch bearing. Anyways, we just come to this, and I saw all these rubrics that you see in the mind. Yeah, the sluggishness, which is specifically in the morning, but also there is clarity in the morning. In the proving, so when I read the proving of mentha, the provers felt there was an unusual clarity in the mornings, or some provers felt there was an unusual dullness. So, and this man had both of this. When he was unwell, he had the dullness, but on his regular days, he was very clear every morning. Okay, so based on all of this, I gave him mentha, and he really did brilliantly. Yeah, I saw a huge improvement in him. Based on this rubric, I gave him the remedy, all was good. And then I started discussing this case with colleagues and friends, and I started sharing it as a successful case. If you go next. Now, some of my friends were very happy. Yeah, the homeopaths who were going with the rubrics were extremely happy with this prescription. They could see that I had the best rubric. They saw that I had taken the most important keynote symptom. So they were extremely happy with my prescription. Of course, the results were also there. And then, if you go next, there were some of my other classical homeopath friends who said that though they can see mentha in the rubrics, they also feel that, they would have taken rubrics like ailments from business loss, this kind of a leader who is losing, he's very responsible, a man who always wants to be on the top and who wants to be this kind of a father figure. And they said, mentha doesn't fit in actually. Aurum would have done better. Yeah. And Aurum, of course, is in the 6th row of the periodic table. And I thought to myself, yeah, what they are saying is right. That Aurum would have also done better, because mentha does not cover the depression. Aurum is also a very good remedy for depression.
Heavy depression.
Yeah. So heavy depression, this kind of successful man finding business failures, encountering business failures. Okay. So I thought, yes, I understand, and Aurum did cross my mind. And then there were other friends who said, you know what, the Eagles, for example, do not cover these rubrics at all, but we think that this man could be more lachesis or more, a very animal remedy. Quality. And somebody who is flamboyant. Yeah, why would an Aurum want to wear flashy Hollywood shoes, right? So somebody who's dependent on the wife, who's competitive, who says, I want to be on the top of the world, and I am a self-made man, and things like that. So they said, how would you differentiate? Why did you not think of eagle? Or lachesis, probably not so much eagle then, it was more lachesis, because then came the understanding of the birds. So why did you not think of a strong predator? Let's put it like that. And then I was thinking, but Mentha covered the rubrics. Yeah. So I went with the rubrics, and yes, there was a result, and yet I cannot explain, why the other two don't fit. Of course, I have the results, but I don't know what would have happened had I given Aurum. I don't know what would have happened had I given the eagle or a remedy from the sixth row. Yeah. So this was always a question in my mind. Can you go next? Is there something, then I thought, is there something that is common between the Mentha, between the eagle, and between the Aurum? Now, Aurum we know is the sixth row of the periodic table, and if you look at eagles, just in nature, we're looking at source, then eagles are the top of the line predators, and they are really on the top of the world. They are competitive, they like their freedom, they love to soar. And it could be that if Aurum is at the heaviest, and in the periodic table, if Aurum is in the sixth row, maybe eagles are also something like a sixth row. I mean, they are not on the periodic table, but maybe there is some kind of a connection there, or some kind of a resonance, between the mineral in a sixth row and an eagle in a sixth row on some kind of an animal grid. I just thought to myself, but then what about Mentha? So I started to also read about the mints and things like that. And what you know about the lamids is that they are the most evolved of all the plants. The angiosperms, that is the flower bearing plants, are the most evolved. There are the mosses, and we are not going into all of that. The lichens, the mosses, the ferns, you get the gymnosperms, and then you get the angiosperms, which are the flower bearing. And in the flower bearing, the most evolved are this lamid group. Okay, and not only that, so they are definitely in evolution the most recent, the most evolved, the most sophisticated, and they can spread like fire. They can they can infiltrate, and they can grow. They are little herbs. They look like they are small, but they can grow very quickly, and they can almost take over. And I was thinking, wow, this is a quality also like a very powerful in the plant kingdom. So I thought, is there something common between the three of them, and maybe something that he was trying to show me, and maybe this remedy worked, but the other two would have worked as well? And could it be that all the three remedies work because there is something more deeper than the impatience, than the industriousness, than the what do you say, the ideas coming in and the wanting to be at the top? Is there something deeper that I subconsciously, unconsciously stumbled onto through the rubric? So the rubric was wonderful. I stumbled onto that something deeper. And what is that deeper? Now just let's dissociate from this example for a minute, and let's go to what is the philosophy in homeopathy. Now the philosophy in homeopathy, of course, it's based on the law of similars, and then it's based on the fact that every individual, or the law of individualization, right? Everyone is an individual, and we need to understand the person behind the illness. Can you go next? And the concept of the person behind the illness, I would say, has changed or evolved over this last 200 or 500 years. With modernization, with gadgets, with all of this, we are getting more and more individualized. And so the concept of individualization has also evolved from Hahnemannian time until now. Can you go next? And today, and of course, psychologists, scientists, psychiatrists, philosophers, doctors, even physicists, all have contributed to this understanding of the human mind, that emotions, behaviors, feelings all arise from a basic perception of the person, which is their inner core. Yeah. So could it be, go next, could it be that there is an inner pattern or a drive or an inner perception in this person, which and of course I want to know how to access it in every patient. Here I unconsciously stumbled onto it. But would it not be important that there is something like this in every patient, and that all the emotions and the behaviors that we are bringing out are just a reflection of that inner pattern? And that inner pattern is common to the eagle, to the gold, and to the mint. Which is why each one of us, we understood him well, but we thought of different remedies. So could it be that his impatient behavior, that industriousness, and that emotional high, that kick that he gets out of achievement, yeah, they are all reflections of this deeper desire. Now, go next. This is what I read in the Upanishads. Yeah, not that I have read all of the Upanishads, guys. So, but I always try to see what I understand or what I have discovered. Does it resonate with some wisdom of some ancient wisdom?
Absolutely.
Let's
When
put it
something
like
is
that.
a real truth, real essence, it reflects everywhere. And it is nice to see these correspondences which confirm the thought process.
And this is just beautiful what I read. You are what your deep driving desire is. As is your desire, so is your will. As is your will, so is your deed. And as is your deed, so is your destiny. Just look at it from the homeopathic point of view. There is a deep driving desire in this person. Yeah. And this later on I understood is the deepest desire, or what I call as what Chandra and I call as the level today. But your desire, it also structures your will or is responsible for your will. And these are the ones that are the innermost pattern. They give me the level. And though that will brings in all these behaviors, emotions and feelings, the impatience, the the restlessness, the gifting everyone everything, the need to be flamboyant, and the high from the achievements. Yeah, and this is what you get in the repertory and the materia medica. Yeah, all this behavior that I could get in the Mentha as rubrics. And these emotions, and this finally brings in our reality. Yeah, so it's that desire that comes down to the reality. And that desire, if I can understand and access that, then I can understand something very, very deep about the person. Yeah, go next. Yeah, very deep about this person, and then whatever remedy or whichever system I follow, it's okay. It doesn't matter. But what's important is that I have, or we have, the level of what does the person want in life. And there's something that he wants that's common to the three remedies. Now years later, he is, he's been in a good balance, and then he comes to us, and now it has come up again because of a certain reason. There is again a kind of a setback. Yeah, and I say, this is the time I want to understand him better. Yeah, and now I ask him, what is the need to have, to do your work so quickly? What is the need to always be on the top? What is the need to be so flamboyant? I go behind all of this. What is the need to materialize every idea that you have? And he says, I always like to be on the top. It's not so much about competing with others, but it's to have my own space and freedom. Failure would mean losing that freedom. As a child, they did not have enough money, there was all of that, and what he realized or what he decided for himself, to have my freedom, to have this, complete authority over myself, I am going to be a self-made person. At no cost do I want to lose my freedom or authority. I need the freedom to spend, to choose, to splurge, to live, to even breathe. And he said, this is my slogan in life, Apne Man Ka Raja. I am the king of my own volition. Yeah, or I'm the king of my own self. What was very interesting is when we did the proving of gadolinium, Suchandra and I did a proving of gadolinium.
About 12 years back.
12 years back, yeah. And this was the main slogan that came up in a lot of us, yeah. Exactly these words.
I think one of the provers who was barely there for any of the meetings, she lived about 200 kilometers away, and the only meeting that she came for was the final meeting, and she was so excited, and she said, I had the best time of my life on this remedy. I said, why? It made me feel that I am the king of my own volition. I can decide, I can do what I want to do. I would love to be in that high place. And that was exactly the essence that we saw in gadolinium.
Now, gadolinium is also in the aurum line. Yeah, we've broken it into the lanthanide and the pure sixth row. But when you look at the periodic table, then the lanthanides and the sixth row, they are all in that sixth row. All lanthanides are part of the sixth row. Yeah, so these are the lanthanides from here. Because it's such a big table or such a big group
in its one box,
it has been brought down, but it's actually part of this sixth level or row. Now, so what I then, so this is what I understood, that yes, for the mint, for the eagle, for the gold or the aurum, and for the person who needs these three or corresponds to these three, the desire to have your own autonomy in life, to choose, to be on top, to have this freedom. This is the perception. I want my freedom or I do not have it. It could be either one of them, and that makes them behave in a certain way. So if we could find the desires or this basic driving force for ourselves and for our clients or patients, then we can then go to any kingdom. Yeah, we would have probably understood something very, very deep about them. And then we started to work more with these, seeing our patients and seeing what do their desires finally boil down to. And it was very beautiful to see that in animal cases, in plant cases, in imponderable cases, we looked at all the successful cases, yeah. And in the mineral cases, you could all come down to 7 basic wants in life, yeah. And of course, those 7 are also the rows of the periodic table. In a way, it started to dawn to us that from conception to death in a human, there are 7 different stages or levels of human development. In the periodic row as well, there are 7 levels of 7 rows from hydrogen to the radioactive ones. And also the animals, the imponderables, the plants can all be put on the same grid of 7 levels of development. So today I do not call this as the periodic table, but we call it as the universal grid of human development, or the universal grid for the map or the 7 levels of development. The other thing is, the idea of the map came from such cases where we could see that the deep desire is much more important, and that a mineral, a plant and an animal all resonate with each other on the same plane that they belong to. And the map has the mineral, the animal and the plant, all in them on these 7 levels. Yeah. So today I would say that what is very important and what we do is we try to first find out what does this person want in life. Which of the 7 levels of human development is this person residing in? And if I find that, then it's easy to give either a plant, either a mineral, an animal, an imponderable.
or anything. So the beauty of the map is a case or a story, and the life of an individual is like a collage of so many colors and so many aspects all bundled together. And the challenge for us is to find the right streak, the right one, and the right color to help him with the remedy, which is the remedy. Map system is the uniqueness of the map system is to convert this collage, this maze, into a color palette. A color palette of all colors. Those are the 7 colors, primary colors, the 7 levels. And then the shades from left to right, 18 shades. And that's how you can match the right shade. And then it can belong to any sub-kingdom and kingdom. And of course, the remedy comes out.
You can do this, just after we finish this this talk of 1 hour. How much time do we have left?
We have some time.
We have 15 minutes. You can actually do this exercise for yourself. Yeah.
And then write to us.
Yeah, that would be nice. We'll have so many different
Absolutely. Thoughts.
and combinations.
Absolutely.
Sit down very peacefully, relax, calm down your breath first of all, and then once you have calmed down, once you're breathing deep, just ask yourself, what is it that you want out of life? What is it that makes you wake up every day and just move? Yeah. What is it that you get upset by? Yeah. What is it that makes you happy? And if it makes you happy, what is behind it? If it makes you sad, what is behind it? And you will see for yourself that as you answer all these questions for yourself, you will find out that you are operating from a certain level out of these 7 levels. And just to give you a little quick glimpse, these 7 levels are really like the 7 levels, stages of a human from conception until, I would say, merging with the consciousness. Well, you don't have to do anything. Until merging with the consciousness. Yeah. And I often feel that most of us reside from level 3 until level 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. A major chunk of us are from 3 until 5. 1, 2, 6, and 7 are relatively scarce, but they are still very much prevalent. When we want, so let's start from 3, which is a much more prevalent level, and a lot of your clients will also reside in these levels.
If you look at the number of occasions when you have used natrum salts, magnesium salts, alumina, silica, phosphorus, sulfurs, muraticums, and then you go down to Kali and stuff like that, you realize that these levels are extremely important. So level 3 is what we are talking, the natrum line.
Yeah, Kali would go more with 4, but the natrum, magnesium, phosphorus, sulfur, and this is what we often prescribe and have great results.
Absolutely.
With these salts. Now, as you see in what we have written, the level 3 is really we searching for our identity. And a lot of the times, most of us are searching for our identity. Who are we? Are we loved enough? Yeah? Are we heard enough? Are we seen enough? Yeah? And we often contribute, because we want to be seen, we want to be loved, we want to be heard, we want to be recognized, and we also want to be part of a group or part of an identity. Like we are also an identity in this larger group. Yeah, it's a childlike stage. It's the child to toddler to teenager. I would say it's the whole childhood stage of our lives.
And often in cases, you'll see people connecting to their childhood, to that age where they felt the need, where they got it or where they missed it. We often go down to that level and we try to compensate or try to move out or grow through that phase of our life.
Also, I would say that, and okay, one thing that I really want to tell you is these 7 levels are not about judgment at all.
Absolutely.
This has nothing to do with spirituality. What I mean is, each level, a person in each level can be highly spiritual in their own way, can reach a balance, can reach success, can reach, enlightenment even in that level. So each level by itself is very potent, very whole, and has a reason to exist on this universe. And similarly, each animal, each plant, and each mineral or energy has a reason and contributes to the universe. So the idea of understanding the levels and where we are is not hierarchical, is not judgmental.
No.
So it does not mean that if somebody is in level 3 or wants in life their identity, or as they are searching for who they are, then they are any less than someone in level 6 who is searching for a bigger identity and authority. Yeah, we treat all kinds of illnesses, from simpler functional illnesses, acutes, to cancers, autoimmune disease, multiple sclerosis, SLE, thyroiditis, everything. And I don't see that only in a certain level there are certain conditions. I don't see that. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, everyone in each level can suffer. Everyone in each level can be healthy. It's about the balance that you create in yourself. If level 3 is searching for an identity, for a recognition, and for love from the near and dear ones, they will contribute by doing a lot and caring a lot for the near and dear ones. And the balance comes from knowing that they have an identity and feeling secure about it. The illness comes from feeling a lack of this identity or a lack of this love. Level 4 people, what they want out of life is a kind of a structure, safety, security, and stability. How as an adult, ask yourself, how did it feel when you just moved from teenage to then slowly being an adult? Your responsibilities grew, but you also felt like you were in a more stable situation, or that you now needed to be stable. Yeah. So if you want stability, security, safety, a good structure, a good framework, a good routine, and you provide all this to others. It's not about just wanting it. When you are in a certain level, you provide the same to others. So you see, it's such a beautiful level, level 4. And the heart chakra actually corresponds to the level 4. Okay? And the heart is all about providing, giving. Yes. So the emotion is given, not emotion, they express. A level 4 person expresses love by providing, by giving. Yeah, giving security, giving money, giving a structure, giving protection even. So the balance is by knowing that you are safe. The unhealthy or the the symptom or the illness is the fear. And once you strike a balance and there is no fear, there is no insecurity, then there's complete balance and freedom in level 4. Level 5, if you are somebody who wants to always explore your boundaries in any way, yeah, today I did this, tomorrow I will grow more than this, yeah, somebody who wants to learn something new. It's not necessarily only travel or adventure or
It could be
performance.
anything.
These are more, yeah, when you look at argentum, when you look at palladium, yeah, so the silver, the zirconium, the shining, the precious metals. But it's not just about that. You could just want to upgrade yourself every day from what you were yesterday. Yeah, and want to explore your boundaries, learn something new, have that adventure in life. Yeah, you feel you have enough stability and identity, but you want to explore. This is a level 5 stage of development. And in level 6, often you want to find, it's a little bit like 3, I would say, where you say, I want to know who I am. But it's not who I am as this little child, but who I am as a very wise old person who feels, a wise old entity, where you feel, what are really my strengths? What is, how much is in my control? Yeah, how much can I choose and direct myself, and how much can I also help others? So in 3, where you are looking as you are part of the group and where am I? In 6, you're almost looking at you and the group under you, yeah, or you being the leader or being the epicenter of this group. You are in the center.
You are the
and
focal point.
how much can you influence others? Let's put it like that as well. Yes, you are the focal point. Yeah. 7 is a very beautiful level, and I think more and more we will need level 7 remedies, and we will see level 7 patients with the world going the way it is. And level 7 is about the balance. It is about knowing that though you may have achieved, though you may have, gone through all these stages, or though you may have evolved over these different levels and in age or in wisdom, to finally let go and say, there is no ownership or authority, and the balance is in losing or giving up. Yeah, and that is why the level 7 remedies, the radioactive remedies, are extremely good for cancer. Fungi also belong to this 7th level, and very few animal remedies actually belong to the 7th level, because the animal remedies are still in the circle of life. Yeah, fungi are the
recycling.
Yeah, the transition between life and death. Yeah,
from death to life.
Yeah, so from death to life, literally. And 7 kind of almost circles back into level 1, and now this is the level I want to take. Yeah, so when you are in level 1, it's almost like a bit of an existential crisis. Yeah, and in level 1, there is much less material or substantial
within yourself
kind of a
content.
Need. Yeah, it is much more about trying to see if you're even present here. It's much more energetic. It's between energy and form. I would also say that from what I have seen, yeah, I mean, there is a lot for Sachendra and me to learn.
Absolutely.
But from what I have understood, level 7 people in their fetal stages,
level 1.
or level 1, sorry, in their fetal or in their infantile stages in reality have gone through a lot of trauma, and therefore they are really questioning their existence. Yeah, they are questioning the need to exist. Yeah, they are questioning the need to go through life and its stages. So I would say there is some trauma, or there is this kind of very deep psychological interrogation that
Doubt.
is involved in the level
Existential
1,
doubts.
yeah, level 1 people. Level 2, on the other hand, is very, in a way similar, but in a way different. So, level 2 is often people, or it often has to do with understanding your own inner vulnerability. Yeah. So, from 3 onwards, it's more about you looking outwards. Where am I in the group? Where am I in this world? What are my contributions to the world? 1 and 2 are looking inwards. Yeah. And 2 has a bit of a not a bit, 2 has a lot of vulnerability, and the want or the deep desire in level 2 is find find one's own, not worth or not identity, but finds one's own capacity to survive in a way. Yeah, so it's a very inward looking in that sense level, where one is looking at how can I get out of this vulnerability, how can I get out of this, basic survival instinct. Now I mentioned fourth level is with the heart chakra. The level 2, yeah, this is with the base chakras, yeah, the 1 and 2. 3 is with the pancreas or the solar plexus. 5 is with the thyroid or the Vishuddhi chakra. Yeah? It's more about metabolism and growing. And of course, the 6th is more, the pituitary gland. And 7th is more the pineal gland. Yeah. We won't go into all of this, but what I'm trying to say is how I wanted to say that these 7 levels are also in the periodic table, they are in the glands, you see them in the chakra system. It's a universal grid. And therefore, what one wants out of life, if you can find out and pin down or pinpoint or narrow down to a certain level in your patient or even in yourself, then the choice of remedies and also understanding your own strengths, weaknesses, and behavior becomes very easy.
Remedy differentiation becomes easy if you have a repertorial totality with so many remedies and many of them coming closer. Understanding the levels will help you pick up the right one, differentiate them, and make a better prescription. Yeah. So the map approach and the system of this grid is a universal concept, and every other system can play with it, and you can make a better prescription. And that's the exact message that Bhavish and I want to convey through this, what we want. Just a simple question, but a very deep, profound answer. Yeah. And before we take some questions, this is just a little grid. Of course, the map system is far more elaborate than this. This is just a pictorial display of how we overlay and logically differentiate remedy groups. And it opens up a plethora of remedy possibilities and with wonderful results. Yeah. And this brings us to an interesting webinar series that Bhavisha I plan to do from from the month of January, our Chai Time series. We have 3 webinars back to back, January, February, and March. 3 hours, 3 Saturdays, each. 3 hours each, one topic where we are doing imponderables. I think we have had wonderful experience with imponderables. Some of you have our imponderable book, which was published about 16 years ago. And we have done some provings. We would love to share that and show you how imponderables fall on the grid. Then the next tonic will be on venoms, where snake remedies, of course, are there, but we have logically explored a lot of snakes and we help you differentiate them, share their results in pathological cases, cancer cases, and how well we can use them. That's going to be a fantastic session. And finally, we'll share our work on our fish. Fish remedies have been swimming in and out of our clinic for a while, but they are really deep and there are so many. And finally, we've been able to understand them, logically divide them, place them on our grid. So join us for our fish sessions where we'll be sharing some of the provings that we have done. And these cases have got fantastic prescriptive implication, and many of the remedies that you might not have thought will start coming up in your prescriptions in your clinic. And these remedies, which might sound far away and unapproachable, will easily walk in because the indications are so clear. So, and we have a special prize, of course, I forgot to tell you that for the next 5 days until next Saturday, we want to fill up the event as early as possible. It makes it easy for us to arrange the logistics. We have kept a very minimal, simple price of $110. Only until the next Saturday, you will get the email about this maybe tomorrow in all your mailboxes with a recording link. So click that, subscribe, and then of course after 1 week we will change and go back to the original price. This is just for our homeopathic community. Yeah, Chai Time is from Bhavish and I, just to help more and more people get confident, surer, and build a very strong homeopathic community. You can visit our site. Yeah, we can learn more about the books and our online map, which is a fantastic tool of finding the animal remedy.
There are a lot of free webinars,
Absolutely,
guys.
go
So you
here.
can also go to free webinars if you are having difficulty coming to any of the paid ones. There are many free ones where we try to explain a lot about the system and the levels and columns, etc. About 36 hours. So
I mean,
please,
events like these, like we are doing with all of you, are all loaded there. And this is just our service to the community so that we all grow. Some of our books, yeah. So those of whom, I mean, the first best book to begin with is our book on the minerals, what is fun is for the ones who have been following our work, right from our first book, the mineral book, until the bird book, which is our latest book, yeah, which this was in 2008 and this is 2021. All these books speak a journey and they tell you the concept that we are teaching now were always there, and it is how it is built up. And that tells you the 28 years of practice that we have, how logical it has been and consistently giving good results, not to us and to all the thousands of people who have been following our work all across the world. So use them, explore them, and really empower yourself. Yeah. Follow us on all social media. These are our girls who will tell you more. We will of course take some questions.
yeah, what we try to do is on Insta, we try to always send a little tip of some animal remedy, some mineral remedy. So there's always a little tip coming for you, which is a good insight for your practice. Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll take
Let's
some
go to some
chats,
questions.
Yeah, question time. Ooh. How can we match sensitivity, reactivity of mentha with the patient? I think we answered that.
Okay, so you see, there are different ways of looking at remedies. When you look at it from the sensation point of view, then you want to look at, is there sensitivity, reactivity, right? When you look at it from the map system point of view, I don't necessarily always see this as sensitivity, reactivity. What I see is that in every person, there is a mineral, there is a plant, and there is an animal. So if I've come to a level, then I go to look for what plant of that level. Now I must tell you something very interesting, that one of the most important thing was for this man, when I did the mentha case and I gave him mentha, was as I asked him about the ideas and all of this, he would always tell me, oh, this is the most important part of my life, that I have the most brilliant ideas. And life to him was such an excitement, yeah, that I have ideas and then I put them into action. Then he said, and then when I get successful, I buy these gifts for people and I splurge, and then everybody is excited, and then we throw big parties, and life is all about excitement. He said, my wife and I, now that's interesting. Yeah, that's also a very bird theme, to have to be partner dependent. No wonder some people thought of eagle for that man. But coming back to him, when I asked him, tell me about this, that you're dependent on your wife and you love your wife, it was interesting. He said there's so much love between us, and it's so important. When he starts talking about his love, his ideas, his work, the Bollywood parties that he goes to, all you see is a lot of excitement. And if you now look at it from sensation point of view, then Lamids are known for excitement, love, that
The
mint feeling of love and excitement. So had I explored it only from that point of view, I would have got sensitivity and reactivity, and I think I did get that as well. Had I explored it from the animal point of view, I would have got all this need for freedom, need to be at the top, Had I explored it from the Aurum point of view, then I would have only got failure and business and responsible leader. So, but what is even more important to the base of all this is the sixth row. And that in the sixth row, you can think of a lamid, you can think of an eagle, you can think of a aurum.
Absolutely.
Oh, sorry.
And there was one more thing that I want to share with you, is that we are always, all of us, we are always looking at interesting stories or interesting symptoms which we can repertorize, maybe match it with a Mantra Medica, or match it to a gesture, or match it to something that really makes us feel that, oh, I nailed the remedy. Or often a patient comes to a particular source, he says, I want to fly. At times these remedies work and we are thrilled that, oh my God, what a prescription I made. And we write about it, we publish it, maybe one dose and it is magical change. And we all go gaga about it. Yeah, excitement. At the same time, is it only these people who deserve to get better? Is it only people who can make it picturesque? Is it people who can give us language of rubrics? Is it people who have these images, delusions, descriptions, sensations and animated? Are these the only people who deserve to get a right remedy? I don't think so.
So I just want to add, I'm so sorry, but that, when you see work with the levels or with understanding what is the desire of a person, and it comes through incidences, it comes through simple stories, not through drama.
No drama.
And we have still brought about very deep changes, reversed pathologies. Yeah, the case does not look so exotic or dramatic. You say, oh, but you know what? You have only asked these incidences, these stories, and this, and then you've come to the level and prescribed a remedy. Yes, I have done that, and I have also gotten results where there is such a deep pathology change, there's such a reversal, there's such a change in the personality. And there are people, there are so many here who are witness to these kind of things, and some of you who follow the MAP system also see it. Yes, I think Grazia is here and you even teach this system in England, right?
Yeah.
Your whole group. So you see this kind of a thing happening in everyday practice. It doesn't have to be dramatic case taking.
Absolutely. I have a 2-year-old boy with certain complaints and I've been struggling to give a good remedy, and I end up giving a fantastic, unimaginable remedy to him without he or his parents or anybody coming to it. I would have never been able to prescribe, but logically trying to read every line that the parent said, the child behaved, trying to connect the dots on the map, I realized that this remedy could help him, and it worked. So you see, it doesn't have to be drama, but everybody gets a fair chance and you get good results. So many of our patients don't connect to animal remedies because we often use animal remedies with good results, and an animal remedy naturally comes to our mind more often than maybe others. But of course, other remedies work equally well. But often these remedies come just easily without the patient connecting to it remotely.
But we come to it through the desires and the wants, and that is what we've put out in the books as well, that
Absolutely.
a certain level corresponds to a certain remedy. And you choose the level, you choose the remedy.
So this is the beauty of the map. Use it, experience it, and you can use it by yourself. It's a very complete content to make a successful prescription. Once you get the logic, you don't need us. You can be the master of your own system, and the map keeps growing. Because the logic is systematic, logical, and of course it keeps growing, but you know what you're prescribing. And that is exactly what we want to give as a gift to our science, is to create more empowered colleagues and students all across the world. Do we have any more questions? Please share such cases sometime soon. Yes, of course. How may I get the map? You can visit, if you go to our website, the map is an online subscription. We are just taking $10 a year because the objective is for people to use, where there is a video you can watch and you can just go there. Where did it go? I'll just show you Joshis map. Yeah.
So if you basically go to the website, then there are courses as well, that you can do to understand all the different nuances.
Wait a second.
You can either read it from the books, and then there is this online map which gives you at the moment only certain, it has all the invertebrates, mammals and birds. Very soon we'll put in the fish and reptiles as well.
You go to the map site, you go to advanced map, you create your login, and you select the numbers. For ones who are aware about the number system, they can use that. The ones who are not aware, you can just select any group. And you can look for the remedy. Where are we? Which are the famous insectivores? I would just want to know which are the insectivore remedies. You get to see all the remedies with their logic. Or you want to know more about names, you don't know anything about it, you can to just select a particular group. You want to use the albatrosses. Okay, fine, you search the albatrosses, you get to know what is the behavioral feature of albatrosses.
Not
you get
the behavior,
the numbers comes from their behaviors, from our concepts, which you can refer to our books and prescribe.
The features are in the books. On this online map, there are just numbers to make it easy for everyone.
Absolutely.
To use.
You can prescribe so many ants that we have. It's not just one Formica rufa that we use. You've got so many ants that you can use in your practice with successful results, all having its own logical way of prescribing. So this is for all to use. You see the numbers
and the
columns, so that your prescription, you get this is the color palette, these are the colors, these are the shades, and the whole combination is the mixture that your patient presents to you. So you can use that, and you can optimize your prescriptive skills. Plants are coming, plants are there, and we have placed some plants and eventually
on the
map as yet.
But we have already made a grid, so soon we should be putting that as well. But you know what is beautiful about understanding the map is then you can use, it's also an all-inclusive grid. So you can also use plants that you know from various other systems.
Absolutely.
And we will soon be bringing out ours as well, where we'll compare this plant to this animal to this mineral. So that's what we are working on, creating that grid. Yes, Likhita has already written. I would like to say while we are at this that there are two very lovely girls on this group, Likhita and Swati. They are we have assistants that keep changing and rolling. You saw Fatima is also there on this group, who was with us some years ago.
A decade ago.
She's now a successful homeopath in Canada. And then you see, what I do want to say is thank you, a very big thank you to Likhita and Swati, who are at the moment working with us. And it's a very exciting time for all four of us, where we're trying to
both these girls don't let us sleep. They keep us awake 24/7.
So there is Likhita.
You are not working good enough.
There's Likhita and there is Swati. You can say hello. Just wave so people know. And
what is inspiring for us is that these girls come from a place which is about 700-800 kilometers away from Bombay. They left their hometown. They stayed in the city of Bombay. It's not an easy city to stay with. Learn the system and are working with it. you need a lot of courage
and
to do
helping
that, and
us,
helping us
grow
all
and
grow.
spread it, and create these tips and everything so that people can get every day a little bit of feeders and feelers. So I would really love to say
So
a
all
very,
our,
very big
yeah,
thank you to both of
all our
you.
social media updates, thanks go to Swati. All our other correspondences, cases, and work on homeopathy,
And
and
PowerPoints and all of
everything goes
this.
to Likhita. So both these girls are helping us a lot and doing a great work. So you can learn the map work with us. You can go to our wonderful team in England, Grazia. The ACT group is a fantastic group for the ones who want to learn the map in English. Please go to these girls because they teach the map better than we do in
Yes.
England. And we love the way they broke up and they presented the system. It was amazing that, oh my God, this is how a student can learn. And I learned a few things. I said, yes, this makes more sense. I think I need to change my maybe way of presenting. So they are wonderful.
Germany also
We
has.
have we have a wonderful team in Germany of Vika. They have been running a school for German homeopaths.
Vika and Utah.
Vika and Utah. So they can be joined. We'll send you all the details in the email.
So that you can go to all these different people and then you may, enjoy learning with them as well.
Absolutely.
Agi also
In
in
Hungary.
Hungary. Agnes, so Agi in Hungary teaches it as well.
So everybody who learns the map becomes a satellite and can use that to teach and spread the work. Yeah. I'm unmuting everybody, so whoever wants to say something, you're welcome to speak. So allow participants to unmute themselves. Yes, I have allowed. Yeah, the quote is open for all of you.
Did you say that thing is for the next 5 minutes?
Yeah, the chai time link I'll send you
Somebody had a
guys.
question.
I'll send you guys tomorrow morning. You'll get the link in your mailbox, register, and you can be part of the whole fantastic team. Yeah. No questions. People are so thrilled. You guys can open up your cameras if you want to say hello. We are hello. We would love to see you all across the
Oh,
world.
Lorna is here. Hi, Lorna.
Oh yeah, I need my specs now. Sorry. Lovely.
Hasnat is there. Anusha. And lots of people who we are seeing for the first time. And it's so lovely to see all of you.
Great. Write to us, mail us, and use the map. Use it,
Okay.
share your experience.
Good to see you, Bhavisha and Sachindra.
Good to see you, Asnath.
Yes, and I was supposed to travel yesterday. The flight got cancelled, and I'm so glad I got to listen to you. This is exactly what I was looking for. I've already paid for the chai time because I'll be back in December, and I will definitely get the map. I keep on trying to get it, but I am old. I don't know how to, but I will definitely get it now. And thank you so much. I've been practicing your method, and I have some very good results. Thank you
Good,
so
good.
much. God bless you. Yes,
Do share your work. All of you share your
Thank
work.
you, Hasnat.
yeah. Thank you so much. So yes, and the remedies and the animal does come through. I just gave a girl the hedgehog, and I hope she does good.
Good. She'll come and give you a nice prick. That means the remedy is working.
I hope she does. Yeah. The mother is a bigger problem, I think. But yes, I'm trying. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Lovely.
On that note, I did give porcupine to a colleague, and she sent me. She wanted to have a baby, so she sent me a picture of her baby, saying he does look like a porcupine.
How
Look
sweet.
at his hair.
How lovely.
So
How lovely.
Oh, so sweet.
Great, great, great. All right. Lovely seeing
and
you
special
all.
thanks to you for the Mentha pip case, because this is a remedy I have been using the map system, and a tip that I picked up from another homeopath saying that this is a specific remedy for air pollution related illnesses.
Good.
For a lot of my bird and mammal patients, I use Mentha pip if they are getting
Very
bothered
good.
by air pollution. So
Very
thank you so
nice.
much.
Oh, lovely.
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 All right.
Oh, Merry Christmas,
Merry
guys.
Christmas
If we-
and Thanksgiving. How do you wish for
No,
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving is gone. It's
No,
New Year.
no.
No, not gone.
Thanksgiving is next Sunday.
Yeah, is it? Ah, okay. So we should be saying thanks.
I don't know how do you wish. So I don't know.
And then next week we have Sinterklaas in Holland.
Yes, Santa Claus. Yes.
But okay. So lots of celebration time in December. So wish you all have a great, lovely December, and hopefully we see you next year. And we will keep trying to do this kind of
Stay
free
in touch.
webinars as
Write
well.
to us. Share your thoughts. Share your views. Homeopathy as a community has to come together. Finally, all roads lead to good science and good prescription. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Take care. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye,
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.